All right, we live. What's up? What's up, everybody? On today's episode 221 of the hashtag Blackout podcast, we got some prideful moments of the week, but then we also have some very disappointing moments of the week. We'll talk about the Juneteenth ice cream scandal or whatever. We just want to give you an update on that. And hey, one of our former NFL players that we've been trying to get jobs somewhere in the league finally got a tryout. So we'll talk about that and more on today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast. Boom. All right. What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 221 of the hashtag Blackout podcast. I'm Jared.
What up, people? I am Jay.
And wow, we are back and at it again. Jay, how was your week, cuz? How's everything going?
It was amazing compared to some other people.
Yeah.
That's sadly, that's all I could really say. I mean, yesterday, which was Saturday, was cool. Kids had another karate tournament, so they did very, very well. Two first place medals and got a second and a third place medal. So that's great. It's pretty good. That's a very good thing.
But you say you got first and second place medals?
Yeah, my little one who did not place in the last tournament, he did. His confidence built up over time, over the past, I don't know, however many weeks, couple months, whatever. Yeah. And he ended up getting a first place and a second place. First place in fighting and a second place in just kata.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and then of course my oldest, he got a first place in the kata and a third place in fighting. So, it's good. They're building it up. Cool. So it's all cool. Good.
Yeah, more and more confidence. That's good. What's up, Kayla, Memphis Diva? Welcome to the show. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. Well, that's cool, man. That's good. I'm glad that bit of that bit of positivity happened for y'all this weekend. That was a good thing. Yeah, man. My week was like a busy week work wise, but then also company wise, it was good. Got invited to this big ambassador influencer event, whatever you want to call it, for this new grill company. Finally got the grill in hand and put it together. It's just been raining the last couple of days, so I hadn't been able to actually put it into action. And we've been busy as well. But other than that, the week started off, horribly nationally. And that was tough. But, at the house, there was some good stuff, and I'll talk about that later on, because we're gonna have a new segment called I was building grills and slapping my meat. That's right. That's right. What's up, Dan? Starting 5 podcast. Shout out to y'all. Hopefully y'all are doing well. I was definitely building grills and slapping the meat, but let's see. I wonder, do we just want to go ahead and do it right now? So the first. Yeah, this new segment we wanted to try. Basically, I don't know what we're gonna call it officially, but basically the proud moments, but then also some disappointing moments from the week. So it sounded like it was your proud moment. Your kids doing well in the tournament?
That was definitely the proud moment of the week for me.
Yeah. That's cool. That's a good thing. They pride and disappointment. We can come up with a better term for it at some point in time. So, but that's a huge, that's a huge, what do you call it? Like a huge thing, I believe, because this is something that you did, all throughout childhood, right?
Yep.
And you finally, you're able to get them into it, and they're finally mustering up the courage to actually do well, or I guess to compete, So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. And of course the head guy over the school, he's talking to the parents and stuff. He already told, appreciate that. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Yeah, he was telling us, just kind of explaining the rules and stuff. So he wants the parents to get involved into the tournament aspect of it as well. Just taking note of everything and getting into the whole, I won't say judging because we're not qualified to do judging, but just being behind the scenes and, just taking note of everything, just being there, being aware of things that go on. So, him just bringing us in, that was great. Just kind of explaining things to us, because he was telling us, like, there's a lot of times these parents, they'll go there and they'll be arguing with the refs and the officials and stuff and the coaches. And sometimes they get kicked out because they don't 100% fully understand the rules, how things go on. But he's been judging and doing this for over however many decades, so years, whatever. So it was a great thing for him to bring us in and giving us that behind the scenes, that encouragement, especially for the kids and stuff. So it's a good thing.
That's cool. That's good, man. Yeah, that's cool. It's interesting. That's the way that happens in a lot of different sports. I mean, shoot, with even with my son's basketball, I mean, shoot, anything like that where it's some kind of competitive situation happening, especially between kids. The parents can get a little crazy. They can get a little heated with the officials, with the judges, with other parents, with other coaches. Yeah, man. Even the one weekend I was subbing in for my kid's coach in basketball when he was out of town. I guess when he and the assistant were out of town, I got a little heated with the referees because they started calling all this stuff they hadn't called in like the first 2 or 3 games that we had already played. I was like, hold on a second, y'all just making up rules today. So yeah, but check this rule out, man. Check this rule out. So in my kids' league is basketball, right? And they're 14. They're like 13. I think they're anywhere between 12 and 14. I think was the age range of this, this year for him that he was playing against. So they do not allow steals from the first through the third quarter, but in the fourth quarter it's fine. So you can't full court press, but if you do, you can't try to steal the ball. You can't if somebody's dribbling, you can't Gary Payton and scrape it off from him and go the other way. The only thing you could do is you could like intercept a pass or something like that, or try to block a pass.
Did they explain why?
No, they didn't. I think they see like every week they have a different what do you call it? Like a different team. What is it, like team oriented like initiative for the kids, and they want them to be somebody to show leadership this week, somebody to be a great teammate next week. Whoever passes the most the next week is really so that's like the underlying tone of what they want you to do. They don't want, I don't think it was like semi-competitive, but they don't want it to be like to where kids, I guess, get, overly competitive. But I'm just like, dude, that's a part of basketball, especially at this age, these kids going to have to learn that, because if they go on and play in a higher competitive league, or if they play in school, that's real. That's what happens throughout throughout every game. But they haven't been calling it like the first 2 or 3 weeks. So that week, man, I got a little crazy. My whole team was mad, and they're like, it's in the rules. And me, everybody get a trophy type of stuff. That's true, Dan. That's what it seemed like. So me not being the official head coach and not having, thoroughly read the rules, I just went with it. I was like, all right. So they inconsistently called that, as well as a few other calls throughout the rest of the season. But whatever, man. But in a case like that, I was like super heated with one of the refs, and my team got like that too. And eventually I was like, man, y'all just need to chill. This is the rule. Do what you got to do. And the other ref, I talked to him. I was like, man, what is this? Because they never called it. And they're like, we're sorry. They're supposed to be calling it. So whatever. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. I don't want to take away from the shine of your kids doing well on the mat. The proud moments for me this week, both of my kids, I'll have to say my son got invited to this culture crew at school. And it's funny because he was like, Dad, man, I got invited. They called me down to the office today, and I was like, what did you do this time? And he was was like, yeah, man, me and a couple other kids, they pull us out of gym and they call us to the office, to the principal's office. I was like, what happened? And he said, well, there was no white people there. It was just only like people of color.
Oh crap.
I was like, okay.
Okay.
He's like, well, they invited us to be a culture in a part of this culture crew. They want me to be one of the leaders in it. And I was like, man, that's dope. What you talking about? Culture crew? Because, you know, it's interesting. While there are a lot of Anglos out here, and my son is half Anglo, even though he claims the black side, which is cool. He claims them both. But honestly, you know, there's not a lot of culture in the schools. And I think it probably alludes to something that I mentioned to his principals a couple weeks ago when I had to actually go in there when he did something that he shouldn't have been doing, and talk to them. And I think they sort of took that on. So there's like a whole group of people, whole group of kids from multiple grade levels that they're trying to get to help grow the culture and be leaders and sort of show, you know, the differences of different races and nationalities and try to get people to understand other people. So I think it's going to be pretty dope. Hopefully my son takes that on. And
now, who came up with that name?
Probably a principal or a counselor. I don't know. I didn't ask him. I didn't ask him.
Culture crew.
Yeah. It's funny. But yeah, when he told me there's no white kids, and I was like, but you're half white. He's like, yeah, but there's no like full straight white kids. Because I guess there's a couple kids in there who aren't straight. So whatever, man. Or who claim to be not straight, according to what he said. So there you go. So that's him.
Straight as in full.
Like they may identify as something else. We'll just say.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Because I'm gonna tell you what, man.
Are we talking race or gender now?
Gender.
Oh,
now.
Okay. Gotcha.
But he said there's a kid at his school who shows up. They need the culture. Yeah. Well, I think it would be good to have a couple of white kids in there just so they have a different perspective within the group, and it's like everybody's culture, right? That's what I believe.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that shakes out, but I think that's this year going into next year. So they're planning that out for next year. Honestly.
You know, now that you say that, that reminded me of the the lad or a couple episodes ago of Atlanta. When I wanted to talk about this last week. But oh man, and it's gonna take so long. I don't want this to take long. But there's a kid in there that he's half black, half white. He's white passing, and he's actual he's an actual mixed kid. But if you've seen this guy, he looks white. He's white. He could be white passing.
Yeah.
And this particular episode starred Kevin Samuels, which was wow. It was surprising. But it just had to do with race and identity and I guess finding your place in that particular society. But you should watch that episode. We may have to do a review on it.
I gotta catch up.
Check it out. I'm
gonna put on my to-do list. Actually, since I'm off tomorrow, I'm gonna try to put on my to-do list between today and tomorrow to try to catch up on Atlanta. So I got Hulu on my phone, so I'm gonna just bang through it. So all right, cool. We'll do that for sure.
Yeah.
Do that for sure. Well, cool. And then my daughter, this is her first year in competition dance, her first full season. So she, they've already had a couple of tournaments where they done some dances and served some people out there, getting getting a lot of awards. And then this week was it was like their big final show of the year. So it was their team, and then all these other teams within their dance, their dance, what do you call it? Like their dance company or whatever. Like everybody did dance, they all did their thing. So it was a big, cool show. It was a big, big fun thing. And I saw something that I'm going to tell you about. I might as well, I don't know. I might as well tell you now. Anyway, my daughter did amazing. Their whole team did amazing. And then they have like another little mini thing coming up next week. But I saw something that was extremely disgusting, and I texted you the other day and said, "Hey, let me remind me to tell you about this." So when it was the 10-minute intermission, it was weird because there was this couple that was sitting right in front of us, and like they were an older couple, and the whole time, you know, like it's jet black dark in there, so you could see the stage and focus on the stage. The whole time, the wife had her cell phone light on, or like her cell phone like open, and it was on the bright white setting instead of like the dark setting. And she was like looking at the program. She kept like texting somebody, and you know, like old people, they have like big letters on their text, so like you could read her whole conversation. They were texting each other pictures and silly stuff. And then like she kept like doing this. It was like she had like hemorrhoids or like restless leg syndrome or something like that. She would do like this. So my wife was behind her doing like this, trying to go the opposite way to be able to see the stage, you know. But eventually my wife moved over to another spot in the second half so she could actually see where nobody was in front of her. But all that being said, so the old guy, so we're standing there at intermission, my wife and I talking out in the hall, and this dude has his opposite hand up and he's on his cell phone. He's like, blah, 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 yeah, blah, 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 blah. And as he's doing that, he takes his right hand, sticks it down right in front of his pants, and is like totally adjusting himself. Mind you, there's like little tiny children all around here, families, everybody walking around through the hallway. This dude just walking, you know, adjusting himself like he's standing in his bathroom. You know what I'm trying to say? Like a full on, like, and I saw it was a full on, you know, the full on crotch grab, shaking
and he
around.
Went on to shake somebody's hand right after that.
Yeah, no. So he did that. So I saw him do this, right? I saw him do this, and I noticed to my wife, I was like, "Look what just happened! Look what happened!" And then as he finished adjusting himself, as he's walking, all in one motion, picks his hand back up. So the same hand that he just like, you know, grabbed and moved the stick with,
it's now by his nose.
It's by his nose. It's on his cell phone. He's talking on his phone. So I was like, that was disgusting. And my wife's like, I think that's the old dude in front of us. So we walked in there, walked back in, about to sit down, and I see this old dude standing with a group of like family and friends, and he's there shaking people's hand with that right hand. I was like, you dirty MF. You know what I'm trying? That just go to show you, man, you can't just be shaking everybody's hands. You can't trust everybody. Everybody don't wash their hands in the restroom, all that stuff. Because he came back and did that, and he plopped right back down in that chair, and I saw his dirty hand up by his face the rest of the thing. Then he picked up his cell phone with his wife, and he was like, showing. I was like, you dirty rat.
That's just as bad as some of the people at my job. I have caught some people go in the stall, do a number 2, come out, and just put hand sanitizer on and walk right out there.
Bruh. So you just wiped around all the doo-doo chunks that you just wiped all over.
That's exactly right.
Man, come on, man. You just sanitize the doo-doo chunks? Like,
that's pretty much
they're not really sanitized. That's disgusting.
Pretty much it.
Anyway, I would have to say that is probably one of the most disgusting things I've seen in my life, only because of the location, the situation, you know, where we were. I mean, there's been more disgusting things, and I've seen a lot of people do the same thing, you know, leave the restroom after not cleaning their hand. Yeah. But that, like, in the middle of like hundreds of little children, you know, hundreds and hundreds of family members, and you're just sitting here, you know, moving your junk around full hand. I know he touched the bottom of his balls and touched his hair down there. I know he did if he had any. Yeah. And then came out on his phone. So that was nasty.
I've seen ladies in videos of ladies in Walmart just gone way down at the back, scratching in betwixt the butt cheeks, and then put it up to their nose just to smell if they nasty.
Yeah, it's bad, man. It's so bad. It's so bad.
You need to go with wiping class.
Yeah, if you still got doo-doo chunk, you need to go back to wiping class. That's so funny, Dan. Yeah, it's nasty. But hey, you know what? We're going to get off of that because thankfully those were some highlights of our week. Let's talk about a couple disappointments, which I think my disappointment is a whole topic, but we don't have to get into the whole thing. Well, and it may be part of your topic too. So
possibly. My whole disappointment is in I guess humanity. Yeah. You know, I mean, just look what happened last week to these young little 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade kids. Extremely sad. That was the most disappointing thing I've experienced this week. Yeah. Excuse me. Experienced in a while. Who the hell is in my house? Anyway, yeah. That right there. That was completely like heartbreaking. So
yeah, man.
Yeah. That was my disappointment.
That was same for me, man. That Uvalde shooting, because that same day, I can't remember exactly, but listen to Herschel Walker speak about the shootings. Oh, disappointment. I didn't even hear what Herschel said, so you have to let us know starting five what he said. And I know I think he won a seat in Georgia Senate or something stupid like that. I don't know what he did, but Herschel Walker, he's definitely the face of the porch monkey down there, unfortunately. While his football career can only get him so much grace in this scenario, because if you listen to how this dude talk, man, I don't know, he's been whitewashed, unfortunately. But for me, that was definitely disappointing, because that day I think was actually, for me, it was going to be a happy day, because I think I was posting that image that I had you create for the hooks rub seasoning.
Yeah.
And then later on that evening, I found out what happened, and man, I was just like, man, that hit me hard, because
we got kids that age.
Me being from Texas, me having kids, both of us, obviously having kids in grade school and kids that age range, and me having friends, who are from that part of Texas. It's just, it was so sad. So it was so sad at first to find out that, a gunman, went in, did a mass killing, within the school. And then on top of that, to eventually find out that there's a couple things mixed in. Find out that the dude shot his grandmother, and then was being chased by police. Being chased by police, you could see like his truck crashed out in like a ditch wash, like next to the school. And so apparently the dude jumped the school fence, because this is what the eyewitness who like lived across the street said. He saw the guy jump the fence, run up to the school, shoot through the window, and then eventually shoot through the window, I guess a few times. I don't know. Apparently he was outside for a while, and then finally breach into the school. And the cops had caught up to him at this point, but I don't know. So to me, I don't know. To me, it seemed like the school was the closest, the closest. The school was the closest building, I guess, that wasn't a house. I don't know why the dude didn't go break in a house. What an idiot! And this whole thing would have been different. There probably would have been a lockdown at the school, and all those kids would still be alive, right? And the adult, but goes into the school. And the cops sat there for like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Because they said that a little girl played dead and used her teacher's phone to call the cops.
Right.
Because she heard the shooter, so she played dead, but she used teacher's phone, called cop or whatever, called 911. And it wasn't until like over an hour later that they finally came in and approached the killer. When the families of these kids were outside pleading for help, pleading to go in. They were trying to rush past the cops and rush the door to get in. The family of these kids, because they heard their kids getting shot. And the cops just sat there. Oh my God, I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense. This is what your job is. This is what all these people who are out here supporting the police, blah, blah, blah. That's what they do. That's their job. They're going to be there when they need, but they weren't. No. They had I don't know how many kids the cops could have saved in that scenario. I don't know how far along it was between the time they finally breached the place. But you would believe that they would have saved a lot more kids than passed, than the ones that actually died in that scenario. You would believe that they could have done that, because it's like 50 cops and one dude. They knew it was they knew it was one dude, because they chased him from his grandma's house.
Yeah. Of course, they have a small SWAT team that they've been training for. I won't say situations like this, but why wasn't the SWAT team, using that particular skill set they supposedly had, and getting in that school, finding a way to get in that school, and wasting so much time,
Yeah, and this is the other thing, man. He planned to go to the school, told the girl online he was going to do it. Oh, ask his cousin, a student there, to lay out.
Come on, man.
Oh, wow. My gosh. So that's stuff I didn't know. So thank you for that, J. Del Negro. Yes, appreciate that. But yeah, it's all good information to learn and understand all this stuff. But it's just, Yes, if they had a SWAT team, that's cool. But like the cops are there, that's their job. They go with vests on. They're equipped with all this stuff that allows them to breach these scenarios while they wait for the SWAT team. It's different if they're trying to SWAT in and it's like 10 or 15 assailants. This is one dude as far as we know.
Yeah.
As far as we knew.
Yeah.
So like, come on. This is what you're here for. You put your life on the line every day. I do respect cops 100%. We have family that have been policemen, that are policemen. Mm-hmm. I have friends that are training to be policemen. Thankfully, these people have, a good head about them when it comes to all races and nationality. Yeah. But this is what your job. This is the moment where you earn your money, and either you earn your money and you lay down your life, unfortunately, or you earn your money and you become the hero that you're supposed to be. Yeah, and I could not get it.
And that's the statement right there that I heard from other cops. We're not trained to be heroes.
Man, but no, forget that, man.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Nah. They were not trained to be heroes. And then I'm not saying in this particular situation, but from someone who's interviewed cops, they're not trained to be heroes. They're just trained to respond to situations, not to jump in and be Dirty Harry or any of these movie type heroes. But in this situation here, you should have jumped in to do something.
My take is this: for you're gonna be always remembered for everything that you do. Like that is what it is. If this is your job, if this is the thing that you've been training to do, obviously there's certain scenarios where it makes it harder to jump in than others. I totally understand that. But in a scenario like this, where it's one dude, in a scenario like this where and you are hearing children being shot, not that far away from where you're standing, it's you and 10 other policemen or more, whatever it is, 40 police, whatever it is, at that point. Yes, have a couple policemen hold back the family members, but then you and the rest of these fools got to go storm the building and find a way to get in. It's not like this is okay. Every cop knows their beat. Every cop knows their neighborhood, but it's not like this is like, New York or Baltimore, or a bigger city, Los Angeles, where you may not understand the schematics of every building there because it may not be that familiar because you may not have had to go inside of every building. But this is a small town. Uvalde is not a big town. Everybody knows each other. There's probably only like 2 or 3 elementary schools in the whole city. It's not a big school. Like they could have all surrounded the entry points, and even the place where the gunman went in, and tried to do something rather than not do anything at all. I don't know, and I can understand that they may need to wait for SWAT team to do some certain things, or may have like riot shields or whatever the heck it is that you get.
I'm not gonna try to elaborate anymore. Bottom line is you got like 21 people dead. Ain't no amount of intelligence or intel that ain't gonna give us right now that's gonna bring them people back.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the unfortunate part. No matter how much I get frustrated and sad and mad about it, it's not gonna bring those kids back. It's not gonna bring those adults back, that lost their life. And I know it's hard to say like thoughts and prayers to them, but I guess there's only a certain point of what you can do, and hopefully that those families will be able to, find some kind of positive out of this situation going forward. Whenever they're, whenever they are fully comforted. So anyway, let's see. Starfive said, like the meme said, the police memorial flag. These colors don't run into schools unless it's their children. Yeah. Yep.
Unfortunately,
that's what it seemed like. Unfortunately, so
did they beef up security at your kids' school after this happened, or were your kids out of school already?
No, my kids are in school. My kids still have another week of school. And I don't think they did. I don't think they did for sure. I know that they sent out an email talking about their safe points and all the other stuff that they do. I know for a fact that my son's school, there's always, a couple of, armed policemen, on duty. They're resource officers, but they also are, armed and ready to go if needed. And I can't remember about my daughter's school right now, but I know that there's so many breach points, or not breach point, but so many several entry points to school, but everything is locked. Only way to get into the front is like you have to go through, like a little like buzz-in system, and then there's like
a few more doors and stuff.
Yeah, there's a few more rooms you had to go through before you even actually get into the school. So yeah, so it's a highly unfortunate scenario, and man, there's what can you do, man? Just hope and pray that they come up with some kind of protection for kids as we end this school year and then go into next school year. So, I know that was long. I know that was, the unfortunate thing. But, we really needed to talk about it.
Yeah.
And so, okay, wow. So I'm going to try to transition this the best as possible, because I know it's a difficult topic to come off of. But another thing that we were highly disappointed about last week, and it's sort of comical, was the Juneteenth ice cream flavors. Juneteenth ice cream. What was the flavor again? It was like black. What was it called?
It was red velvet, and cheesecake.
Okay, yeah, I almost said black velvet.
Nope, nothing black about it.
Anyway, red velvet and cheesecake. The only thing black about it, maybe if you like a reaching, red velvet is chocolate, black people. I don't know. Yep. But nobody's out here eating black people. Anyway, so I
never know.
Yeah, so you gave me an update about Walmart having that on the show.
Yeah, so apparently Walmart pulled the product as well as all the party supplies. So it's not many party supplies still left on Walmart's website, as well as the ice cream being pulled.
There's no more party supplies, or just a few?
I think there's like only a couple little things, but nothing as grand as we saw last week as we listed. Nothing as crazy. But if you do want crazy, Etsy is the place to go, because Etsy has it all.
Oh, wow.
All the Africa Juneteenth things. Yeah. Etsy's the place to go, but Walmart has not.
No, he didn't. What did he say? They pulled the Kente draw. Did they have Kunta Kinte, or some Kente underwear? Kente cloth underwear?
He said the Kunta Kinte draw.
My bad.
That's the same ones he wore in Roots. Them
Dang. Oh, man. LeVar Burton out here just mad.
Messed up. Yeah, they pulled it all. Pulled the chain links, the paper chain. Got that all out of here, man.
Wow. Well, I don't know, man. It's so sad, because this is the thing. I totally understand, because it's a new federal holiday. Everybody's going to be able to get off for Juneteenth now or whatever. So just like any other holiday, they're going to start selling it. It's going to be it's going to get commercialized.
Yes.
To a point, at some point. But the stuff that they had on that Walmart page, the ice cream, which you could tell they did not try at all, because the design, just like we saw last week. Can you find the images again of the design of
the ice cream design?
Yeah, the Juneteenth ice cream package
design.
Go ahead and share it. Go ahead and share it if you can, so we could all look at it together. But the design of the packaging, you could tell they did not take any time in like really like making it unique, because they basically took the pride flag design. Here, let me share it. The pride flag design, and they flipped the colors to this red, green, yellow, and black. And then instead of like all these like hands that were up in the air like this, they changed them to like fists and peace signs, and like put the little music notes in there, and they just changed the flavor. That is literally the same exact, because the pride one is like a rainbow color, but it looks the same. And and it's the same month. Pride month is June as well. So
yep. Yeah.
You can
anyway,
tell.
their statement about it They said Juneteenth holiday marks a celebration of freedom and independence.
Mhm.
However, we received feedback that a few items caused concern for some of our customers, and we sincerely apologize. We are reviewing our assortment and will remove items as appropriate. So, meaning they remove practically everything.
Wow.
Practically
There you
everything.
go.
Let's
There
take
you
a
go.
little quick look. Walmart.
I wonder who bought them though. I wonder who it, man, because you can
Party
imagine
supplies.
that being like a collector's item, to be honest.
So
If
this
somebody
is it.
bought the ice cream.
Just these 3 things left.
Dang.
Because last time there's like 2 pages full.
Uh-huh.
A Juneteenth 12-inch by 5-foot banner for $107. What the hell?
Good. What?
Okay.
See, there's a lot of companies that sell like
Stuff
on the
through
Walmart platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably where that's coming from. Because ain't no black person buying that. Not even the Bel Air family. The Bankses. Wow. See, that's the whole kit right there. See, that's what I would buy. That $45 whole kit, for the party. I would do that. But this is the thing. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to do that. But I'm trying to say, like, this is the thing, though. Like, this is the thing. Like, I know that everything's going to get commercialized. They just got to do it the right way. Like you said, I don't think they did a focus group to find out what actually is going to fly and what's not. And there was something that I saw this week that I sent Instagram to you, and I think it's what's he called? Let me see if I can look it up. But basically, it's a Juneteenth T-shirt, the perfect Juneteenth tee. So let me see if I can pull this up. Branded.com. Let me see if I can look it up.
Oh, here we go.
Can you pull it?
I see it now.
Here, share it so we can look at it too.
Oh wait, dang. How am I gonna
do this? It's a Juneteenth T-shirt.
I'm gonna have to go to the Insta. It says Juneteenth Freedom Day. Degreebranded.com.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, give me 1 second.
Anyway, so I saw this T-shirt, and I think that J. Del Negro said it's some Amistad looking artwork, and it just looked really bad, man. It just looked really bad. It's just like, what are we actually doing? No one is actually approving this, even though that's on a Black Woman Hustle Instagram page. And J. Del Negro said a few years back, my homeboy and his family decorated their house.
Stuff.
Okay. My homeboy and his family decorated their house for Juneteenth. House looked militant than a mofo. Wow. Hey, that's the same that's the same model I have on my
making that money
page with my shirts. I know the website that they're making this on.
Wait a minute. Wait, what?
Hold on. Is she mulatto? What does that say?
It says I'm black every day, but today I'm blackity black.
With the Caucasian lady wearing it. Yes, that's correct. Give us free. There you go. Star 5 Dan. Give us free. That's the same thing I told you, J. Del Negro.
Got to put an extra us in there. Give us free.
Give us free. T. Yeah, man. Give us free T-shirt. Oh, at first I thought that was an ice cream. Cone. From my vantage point, at first it looked like a cone with a fist of ice cream.
Too much now.
Anyway, well, I mean,
why is the fist going up an ass? That's a great one.
There you go. Hey, I mean,
a fist to the back, a fist to the gut, and a fist in the ass.
Celebrate your Juneteenth pride
violence.
while
domestic abuse. Anyway,
while giving the fist.
Oh, what is this?
Yeah, it's wild, man. They're wild in these streets. So there's the shirt that we mentioned.
You found it. Oh,
yeah, breaking them chains with the heart. The sad part is there's a vast majority of America that does not know what Juneteenth is, and even less of that, even more of that percentage of people who don't care about the meaning of it, but they don't care about the meaning of it, but they will celebrate the holiday just as we all do. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, speaking of holidays, let's see here. More as you scroll through some other images. So the Memorial Holiday, let me see if I can look up the actual Decoration Day, Federal Holiday. Let me see the origins, if they actually show. Acknowledged 25 places claim it originated. So I'm trying to see if Wiki is telling this story correctly. Decorating shoulders, graves were decorated. Okay. So actually, in actuality, Memorial Day, the holiday that we're celebrating this weekend, was actually created by some freed slaves in the South back after the Civil War, and basically they were memorializing. They dug up all of these Union soldiers, white Union soldiers and black Union soldiers that fought for their rights, fought for their right to be free. And after, it took them some time to give everybody a proper burial, because they, gave a proper burial to all these people, to honor their commitment to try to free, all of them. And then, they called it Decoration Day in some places. They memorialized them, but, they gave them all proper burials, and it followed with a huge parade and celebration to memorialize, their lives that were given to fight for their freedom. So it was actually created by slaves. So here's another holiday that was basically made by Black people, if you want to call it that. And there was multiple colors involved in that, but spearheaded by former black slaves, and so that's why we have Memorial Day. That's what it's really about. Yes, it is about obviously honoring all of the military members that have lost their life in combat, fighting for the country. But don't let the weekend or the holiday, don't let the meaning of it and the origination of the holiday, get lost on you. For how it started out, it's not all about barbecues and stuff like that, even though I guess there was celebrations back then, but it's different. So yeah, man. So know your history. Wikipedia has 5 different versions of how it started. So
of course,
because anybody can go in there and change it up. So yeah. So anyway, and I'm sure this is the thing though. I'm sure as time sort of went on, more and more people around the country, understood it as it became a national holiday as well. And then other parts of the country started memorializing and creating, their own sort of narrative about it. But I mean, I don't want that word narrative to sound negative. But everybody started creating their own version of Memorial Day. But just remember where it started, I guess, is the main thing. So
yeah,
how it started. Wow. All right. Well, that was a lot of depth right there. Speaking of deep, Kaepernick, Mr. Kaepernick. What do you think I was about to say?
I don't know, man.
Well, Colin Kaepernick, former 49ers NFL quarterback, actually is getting a shot this week or here. Oh, no, he had a tryout on the 25th. So, he had a tryout with the Oakland Raiders. So I know that we've been trying to talk about Cap getting his shot, and he finally did. And I'm really happy about it just because, this is the thing. The kid, the guy, the kid, I mean, to us, the kid, the kid stood up for something that he believed in, something that was meaningful, and he had been doing it. It's not like he just all of a sudden did it. It's just other events of the time. And the fact that he's on the NFL just made it bigger. And then he was basically blackballed. I mean, shoot, it's been 5 years since he last played NFL season. So
34 years old.
Yeah. And then so a few days ago, he had a workout with the Los Angeles Raiders, and it seemed to go really well. But that doesn't mean the Raiders I guess the Raiders hadn't signed him yet.
Yeah, they say
but
it's positive, but no deal imminent at this point.
yeah. So I don't know, man. Like it's not like the Raiders have like a out and out like amazing quarterback room. So it's not like there's like 16 quarterbacks or like 5 quarterbacks ahead of this dude that will be better than him. I know that at this point, because of consistency, because of playing a lot over the course of the last few years, and being a solid above average quarterback, Derek Carr is their starter, and that's probably the way it's going to be. I can't remember who their backup is off top. I'll have to look up, but there's a way that he could be scout team quarterback. There's a way that he could be, the third string quarterback, maybe even work his way to second string. I know after having so much time out of the league, you can't be, you can't always, come right back in like that. But I think it's good for him to have that opportunity, because that will make it a little bit easier for other teams to possibly bring him in if he doesn't make the Raiders. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully the Raiders give him a chance and he plays well. But the thing is, I think the cool thing about him is, he's been saying all along, he's like, hey, just bring me in for a shot. Just let me get a tryout. If I suck, cut me, If I suck, don't bring me in. If I'm good, give me an opportunity to be on the team. He's not like trying to force his way to be a starter for anybody. He's just trying to get a chance.
Yeah, and that's a pretty tough thing to be out that long and stay consistent with your workouts and your, and all that, just to keep being denied. Because it was like 2017-ish. He had a shot with who he had a shot with years ago. Was it Seattle?
When I don't think he had. I don't think they
went out.
They didn't.
Didn't he go out for somebody? He tried to I guess work out with one team. What was that? I can't remember.
It might have been Seattle back then, or it might have been the Patriots. Who was it?
I don't remember.
Let's see here. June 2020 will give a blessing at the rate. Okay, so I was trying to look back and see. I can't. Yeah. Seattle. That was Seattle. You're right. Yeah. Okay. So I think he had a meeting with them. I can't remember if he actually had a tryout with them. And I know the Ravens have said that, the Ravens coach also, I guess had given support for him. So it's like there's a handful of coaches that have given support for him, but unfortunately he didn't get a tryout. I will say this, though. His former coach with the 49ers, Jim Harbaugh, has been supportive of him the whole time. Actually had Colin come out to the Michigan spring game and throw passes to NFL, undrafted free agents or NFL receivers, whatever, during like the Michigan halftime, for their spring game. That was like his whole segment. And he was out there doing it in front of NFL scouts, because in a scenario like that, you have one of the most popular teams and most, talent heavy teams in the country when it comes to college. And so there's going to be scouts there for your spring game. So Jim Harbaugh's like, guess what? I'm going to bring you out, Cap, and let you throw and let all these scouts see you. Whether they want to see you or not, they're going to be here and they're going to see you. And then they're going to go back and make a report to their, to their higher ups. I think this is the thing. I think there's still so much public perception, unfortunately, that's against him, or against what he does, the way he did, that, right. And people just haven't put it in their mind that he was doing it for the right reasons. There's still a lot of negativity out there around it. So I think it's going to be hard for him to get a job. But hopefully he gets that chance and is able to prove people, that he's done the right thing. So, yeah. So,
yes, indeed.
Anyway, but the crazy thing is, though, man. Yeah. So shout out to Jim Harbaugh. But the crazy thing is, like when he went to that Michigan tryout thing or the Michigan thing, I don't think any passes were dropped. I think every pass was on the mark, on time, deep or short. They were all perfect passes. I think he had this other workout where only like one dude, one pass was dropped, and it was the receiver's fault because the pass was like right in his hands, and he just, fat fisted it or whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, man. Shout out to Cap. I hope he gets a job, man. I hope he gets a job for real. So, Anyway, yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? I know we got a one or two voicemails. So,
Man, I have nothing more. Nothing more.
yeah,
Yeah, nothing more, man. It's Sunday. Gotta get out here and do the homeowner thing today and go
yeah,
shopping for some food that I'm possibly gonna have to cook tomorrow and
yeah.
or today. I don't know why I just want to cook on Memorial Day. I guess it's the holiday. You want to cook
Yeah.
on the holiday, so
Yeah, man.
whatever.
Hopefully our weather clears up because it's raining like all night long from
Really?
like 1 a.m. on. Yeah, so
Oh dang.
on and off. So yeah, so it's wild, man. Memorial Day in most places is supposed to be beautiful, sunny, great to go out and like have a barbecue. In Utah, even though it's like the end of May or beginning of June, whatever, in Utah, Memorial Day turns out to be like 50 degrees,
Mm,
rainy. It's even snowed. Like what? It's
no,
May.
nah, I'll keep that.
Every now and then it's like that. So here we go. So we're gonna go ahead and get into these voicemails. So Jay, we got one voicemail this week. So Jay, why don't you go ahead and tell the people how they
All
can leave
right,
us a
people.
voicemail?
3853 BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. Call us, leave us a little VM, little voicemail email. Let us know what's on your mind. Let us know what you're doing for Memorial Day, all that jazz. Let us know if you copped any of that Juneteenth party supplies before they were taken off the shelves. It might be worth something now.
Yeah, that's what we definitely want to know. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Here's our voicemail. We haven't listened to it before. So 3, 2, 1, and
What's up, hashtag Blackout Podcast? This is Kayla, Memphis Diva.
what's up, Kayla?
Sitting here just finished talking to my mom about all the massacres that's been going on in America
Mm-hmm.
and how some people are alive and commit the murders while others die because they jogged through a neighborhood and got mistaken identity and the right to bear arms, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out why the children, why the babies.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's crazy. It's America. It seems like it's all about money. You know, the guns, the NRA, the Senate. They ain't saying nothing. You know, the people who make the rules or whatever. It's just crazy.
Yep.
I don't get it. You got people that storm the Capitol, but then you got a peaceful protest with Black Lives Matter, but they got tear gas and stuff thrown on them while the other people climb the walls and set on people's desks and got their personal information. And America, I'm going to the moon. Yeah, y'all, America needs the equalizer. America needs the Justice League, T'Challa,
I need something.
Superman, Wonder Woman. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all just be careful.
Yeah.
Live your best life every day. I'm having one of my serious moments because, you know, I'll be with my mom and we be talking serious grown-up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, the man's just crazy. Oh, well. I'm just having a serious moment.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Shouldn't have young. Never mind. I don't even say it. All right, bye.
Gotcha.
Well,
Thank you, Kayla. Yeah, definitely appreciate it. You can thank you for the voicemail, Kayla. You know, we could definitely hear the frustration in your voice, and you know, obviously, you probably heard that in our voice earlier. You know, as we went through the show.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, there definitely needs to be somebody who goes into office who is not in the pocket of a gun control, you know, like NRA type of thing, and a bunch of congressmen and women who are also not in their pocket, because that's what it boils down to. It boils down to these fools getting paid to do nothing, you know?
Yeah. But then it's like I try to ask myself, what is the solution though? Because they got a lot of people just saying, get rid of guns, get rid of guns.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's not going to happen. You know,
Well, at this point, it's not going to happen because there's so many people that have them, and so many people that think is encroaching their rights. So I do believe, I do believe that if you maybe get rid of certain types of guns. Now the problem is there's so many people now who know how to what do you call it? How to like customize these things, right? So
you could customize them. You could print them on 3D printers now. You could
there's
buy
all
them
kinds
off
of
the
stuff
street. You could buy them off the street. Plain and simple. Me personally, I grew up with tons of guns in the house. Dad had lots of guns. Go to the gun range every once in a while, shoot them. Dad sleeps with guns on the side of his bed. Same thing with my wife. My wife, her dad had tons of guns, still does. And we knew the gun, how to use these things. It was never in our head or our mind to want to go shoot up a place and kill a bunch of people, you know. So I don't have the answer. I don't think anybody has a real answer for it.
Yeah. That's the difference though. Like you and your wife, y'all were brought up with a different type of mindset, and obviously times are different. And there were crazy people back then, but it's all about if you have those in the house, because my family had them in the house too when I was growing up. Our family's from the country, so like country people just have guns just because that's what country people have. It's just a part of everyday life. But your parents have to teach you how to be a great, a good human being. Just being like a solid human being,
right, exactly.
Will like erase a bunch of this, right? But your parents have to teach you that first. They also have to teach like gun safety. Just being smart, not being an idiot, right? That's the other unfortunate part is there's parents that don't teach that. They just talk about all the stuff that they want, or all their beliefs and whatnot, that are skewed in one way or the other, which happens in every household too. It is what it is. But there are so many parents that don't teach safety around the firearms or safety around any kind of weapon, or teach their kids how to de-escalate a situation. And they say, okay, instead of de-escalating, just go fight, That's the thing. If there were people who had, what do you call it? Like de-escalation, like tactics that they could teach their kids. That's what you really need. You really need to understand that. And also being like, and mediation tactics as well, because finding a way to a solution without having to get into an argument or maybe even de-escalating an argument, but finding a way to a solution without getting into a fight physical is what needs to be happening a lot more,
That I also think there's a lot of emotional stuff that goes into it that could be stemmed from all sorts of places. Like there's a bunch. This thing could spiderweb into so many different topics.
That's true. That's true.
Like I think this day and age, and it's just me talking, I think social media and internet and all this other stuff, it's a lot different than, obviously it's a lot different than when we grew up because we didn't have this stuff. And now I think a lot of media is babysitting a lot of these kids to where all they see is stuff online. They don't really have any type of conversations with adults or parents or anything like that to kind of guide them on what's any type of moral compass, if so to speak.
They see what is they see all of these videos that are basically the spawn of World Star Hip Hop. Like all these videos, honestly, are just like World Hard. Well, and whatever was before, Live Leak. I can't remember what it's called, but whatever all those like viral videos were before, are basically what we see now that's glorified in social media. And unfortunately, a lot of that stuff is negative or is just like something, unfortunately funny, or terrible happening to somebody, and kids just laugh at it,
like they don't they don't have any type of I guess, empathy for other people.
Mhm.
You know, they don't think, because they just think it's online. It's like you say, it's something to laugh at. I don't know, man. It's
Yeah,
a lot, man. It's
their
frustrating.
compass is going the wrong way, and we need some parents to start stepping in and teach these kids the right way. And we need, I mean, the only thing that's going to happen is get some kind of legislation that's going to help it, you know, help positivity of kids and families, and kids also learn how to deal with stress. And thankfully, my kids' school has been trying to do something like that throughout the school year, you know, finding ways for kids to deal with stress, because it's wild, man. Like this day and age, especially here in Utah, there's so many, there have been so many, you know, kid suicides or stuff like that, because kids are just too stressed out at school, or they're stressed at home and they bring it to school and they don't know how to deal with it.
That too. And then I asked myself, I was talking to one of the other parents at my kids' karate class, and it's like, how many kids do you honestly see outside playing like when we were outside, when we were young, playing at their age? Nobody. They're all online inside, hooked up to some type of electronic device, living through that. And it's unfortunate, because that's the way the world is going. You know, you take that away, you start, I don't want to use the word regulating internet use and the things that are being shown, because that's going to get into a whole nother topic where people get real frustrated about, the government's regulating my use of the internet and information and stuff like that. I want to limit. I really, really want to limit my kids' I guess, exposure to stuff on the internet, but at the same time, they're young. They know how to operate the internet I won't say just as well, but they know how to get access to certain things on the internet just as well as I do. You know, like at one time I told you I deleted YouTube, changed the passwords and all that on the TV. Next day, kid got it right back on and figured out how to get on YouTube and watch all this other silliness. I mean, it's not really nothing bad, but
it is what it is, man. Yeah,
it is what it is.
Especially as your kids grow older, as my kids grow older. My oldest is 14 years old now, and you know, we had a moment where we realized that stuff was spiraling out of control as far as stuff that he found access to. So we, you know, put some heavy limitations on his stuff, and you know, there was several like websites or apps that I blocked, but then Snapchat, all of a sudden he has a Snapchat now. And I'm like, how did you get a Snapchat? That's one that I didn't block because A, I forgot about it. And B, I was like, you know, nobody uses that like that anymore, but apparently they do. So, you know, and there's some other random stuff. And now he wants to get, I don't know, there's things he wants to do. So I guess, you know, you just have to think about, you know, obviously you as a parent, you know, have to think about the maturity of your kids, maturity level with your kids, what you talk to them about. Make sure you talk to them about everything that you want to talk to them about that matters to you, that could be a potential problem for them, you know, and control what you can control, because this is the thing. As these kids get older, especially as they have cell phones, as their friends have cell phones, that's a computer in your pocket. You can only block so much. They can find so many ways around it.
Yeah.
I found out that my son, you know, and this was before that time, before I started blocking stuff, but I found out that my son found this like random website called Omegle or something like that, where basically you could talk to anybody in the world via voice or via chat, text, whatever, video, whatever it was. And it was just like apparently it's like this huge, I don't know, it's like some site out of Asia or something, but it's this huge thing where predators, you know, try to get after kids or whatever, or people of the opposite sex that they're trying to mess around. And it's just so crazy. And you know, it could be like a 30-year-old dude talking to like a 10-year-old little girl.
And that's scary, man.
And I'm just like, what is this? So I found every possible way to try to block that website. And and you know, by checking my son's phone history, I can tell that he hadn't been back on there. But there's other ways around it. You know, you could get on Discord, or you can get on, you know, Reddit, or you can get on all these other places to get it, you know, to get that access or have people access you. So it's ridiculous, man. It's wild. It's scary. But, you know, you just got to train your kids the right way, train them the way you want them to be trained, train them the right way. And hopefully they don't depart from that at some point. So, yeah, but man, On that note, I think that's all we got. If y'all want to tap your love box out there, go ahead and tap your love box. Give us a like and all that other fun stuff. Tell your friends about the show. We'll try to tell our friends about yours as well. But Jay,
Yes, sir.
we try to get up out of this piece. I'm not great at this, but you are amazing at this.
Me?
Why don't you tell the people how they can find us?
Oh, wow.
Outside of the artwork that you are also
I make it super easy for myself because I write it all down and I have like a digital copy on my computer. But Twitter and Instagram, #BlackoutPod. Sometimes I actually mess it up reading, but no, never mind. Also, I was about to say something else, but I stopped myself. Anyway, check out all your podcast streaming apps. You'll probably find us there, or do a Google search. You'll probably see some link to take you to our podcast. Sunday mornings or sometime around the morning time, around this time, you will find us on YouTube talking the talk, walking the walk, and playing random stuff in the background. Email us, #blackoutpod@gmail.com, or as I said before, 3853-BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. Leaves a little voicemail email. Definitely hit up hooksrub.com so you can get yourself some of that number 4, number 6 spice on the planet. Not just in the U.S., on the planet, people. On
the whole world.
The whole world, Craig. So,
whole world, Craig.
Yeah. Do that. Get yourself some, because summertime is here. Everybody's going to be grilling. Get yourself some spice, especially for that July 4th cookout. And definitely get yourself some of that spice for your Juneteenth cookout, where you have all the Juneteenth party supplies and Juneteenth paper plates and napkins and banners and all that other good stuff. You could have a little bottle of Hooks right there on the side of your the grill, sprinkling up and seasoning stuff. So yeah, there you go.
Yes, you can. I'm sorry. I was going to say something, but I'm sorry. So yeah, and also, I am now a product ambassador for RecTech Grills, RecTeq, straight out of Georgia. They just opened up a location in Utah. I was, fortunate enough to go to their big grand opening, and also their ambassador like sneak peek. Place is dope. Grills are great. I'm gonna be doing a lot of content on Hooksrub. Hooks Spice Rubs on Instagram, so y'all can check that out. If the rain ever stops today, I'm gonna do my first cook on it and first burn in just to see how that thing do. And yeah, man, I'll actually have discount links available for people out there as well. So stay tuned for that, because that'll be dope. You'll be able to get you a good quality grill to cook that meat on. They have all sizes for families, 4 and under. Yes, 4 people and under, all the way up to something that could cook stuff for like hundreds of people. So yeah. So it's good. Nice. And then before we leave, I'm gonna leave you with this. This is a situation where you don't write checks that your ass can't cash. Here we go. Man,
I just want to say I'm excited to be here on Showtime, you know what I mean? I might be, honestly, the youngest, as far as, record-wise, as far as, all the YouTubers and stuff, with the exception of them, I might be the pay-per-view fighter with the least amount of fights, But, you guys gonna see the summer fight, I'm gonna knock this dwarf the fuck out. That's how it is. You hear that? I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
I'm sorry, what?
Listen.
Flatline. You know how it is. I'm fucking scared. What the fuck am I scared of? You literally, man. You a stupid fucking dwarf, man. I'm telling you, man. I can't even mess with your fucking head. I can't even mess with your fucking head. It's so fucking big, like this fucking big. Your fucking little T-Rex arms, man. My dick's longer than your fucking arms. Yeah, like that.
And then the courtesy clap. So this was Rolando Romero a fighter, a boxer, right? So Rolando Romero was talking trash to Gervonta Davis, aka Tank Davis, who was the champion at the time, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna knock you out. And that was his trash talk, like at their pre-fight press conference. And then, if you hadn't seen it,
I saw it this morning. Yeah, I didn't know he said those comments though.
Mr. Tank proceeded to knock him the full out.
Yeah,
it was wild. It was strong. It was a big hit right in the chops. And you know what, man? Don't talk trash. Don't talk trash that your ass can't cash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Right here. This is it, right? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Was that him getting punched?
Yeah. I watched the video this morning, and it was something. He got he got rocked.
When they say go to sleep, this fool, look at him.
Night.
He lounging. He lounging on them ropes. And boxing, if you get caught just right, it's over. And then dude got up and he's like, I think I'm good. And the referee just called it because you could tell them legs was weak.
Yeah, wobbly. Yep.
Anyway, don't write a check that your ass can't cash. Because if you do, you're going to find out the repo man coming. Anyway.
Oh,
all right.
Yes.
All right. Indeed. Anyway, on that note, thank y'all very much. God bless. We love you. And I'm blacking out. Peace.
Blacking out. Deuces.